Hello friends, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be guiding you through this short, simple, everyday yoga flow practice. This practice is designed to help you to feel more grounded and centered, to feel physically stronger, more supple and mentally connected to your body, to the environment and the earth. Throughout the practice, we will focus on our foundation and how we can provide ourselves with a sense of internal stability and inner calm. Make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes. Have a non-slip yoga mat and maybe a block, large book, cushion and a folded blanket. This kneeling position may be more comfortable and accessible to you if you rest your sitting bones on a cushion or a block that you've placed on the backs of your heels. It will also help you to draw up a little bit taller through the spine. A folded blanket might also help under your knees if they're sensitive to pressure, or you can tuck it into the crease of your knees if your joints feel too compressed in this pose. Sitting quietly, now that you're comfortable, softly close your eyes. Rest your hands on the tops of your thighs, pressing the tips of your two peace fingers lightly upon the tips of your thumbs. This will help you with mental focus and clarity. Breathe into your body with awareness. Let your breath be smooth and steady. Allow yourself now an opportunity to ask yourself how you feel. Physically, emotionally, energetically. And spend time simply reconnecting to yourself, to your breath and to your body. Reconnecting to your soul, your own unique inner light. Be aware of the points of contact between you and the earth in this pose. And just cultivate a sense of drawing up energy through those foundations. Picture that energy rising up through the length of your spine and ascending to your crown, and the crown of your head ascending upwards towards the heavens. Notice how, by becoming aware of those foundations, you can gain a sense of internal stability, calm. Releasing your hands from their mudra, with the next long, deep in-breath, take your arms from your thighs to frame your face and grasp your right wrist with your left hand gently. Breathe into the side body, sitting bones firmly grounded upon both heels. Now change wrists and take a side stretch into the left side. Swing both arms behind your back, interlace your fingers. And lifting your gaze through your heart and eyes towards the sky, take a deep breath in. Still with your fingers interlaced and your palms pressing together, place your fists to the right of your waist and incline your head towards your right shoulder, stretching out the side of your neck, upper traps. And then change your fists to the left side of your waist and practice that stretch on the opposite side. From here, raise your hands and reintroduce the interlace to your fingers. Only place the opposite index finger on top. Inhale to draw up tall through the spine, and as you exhale, cave your belly and arch your back, sending your knuckles forwards and bowing your head to your heart. From your seated cat stretch, raise your hands above your head and rainbow them down by your sides, and bring your sitting bones to the left of your heels. Placing your right foot to the outside edge of your left thigh, sit tall through the spine. And if you're struggling to ground both of your sitting bones between your heels, then place a block, firm cushion, or a large book underneath your sitting bones to give you more space. Now that you've established your foundations, raise your arms up high to the sky. And as you exhale, twisting to the right, bring the right hand behind you and the left hand to the side of the right thigh, focused upon grounding through your sitting bones and drawing up through the central axis of your spine. Wrap like swaddling bands the corset of flesh around your torso, engaging the deep core and using the obliques, your twisting muscles. Work your way up through the spinal staircase of your spine, adding something each breath to the intensity of the twist and the length of your spine. Ultimately finding yourself glancing into the right-hand corners of both eyes. Create a counter twist now, and bringing your hands over to the left, shoulder width apart and pressing them firmly into the ground. Use your hands to steer your navel, heart and eyes, taking care to keep your sitting bones grounded. Now using both hands like a stirrup, hook up the sole of your right foot into your palms. Face forwards and draw your knee and thigh into your left belly and chest. Lifting up through the spine and remaining right on the very top of your sitting bones. Try straightening your leg without locking the knee. Gently pull into your foot with your hands and push into your hands with your foot. Soften into your hamstrings, calves and Achilles, and gaze above and beyond your toes. Releasing the foot, extend your right leg out at a slight angle to your hip, securing your left inner ankle underneath the thigh to help to maintain a little softness in your right knee. With both feet flexed, raise your arms overhead to frame your face as you inhale. As you exhale fully and completely, gathering your navel upwards towards the spine and your pelvic floor muscles towards your heart. Begin to fold forwards, extending your heart towards your feet. Begin to cultivate a sense of moving inwards, employing your mind to direct your breath into those parts of your body that feel constricted, stuck, and create more space, both mentally as well as physically. Once again, be aware of those points of contact between your body and the earth, and allow deep roots to ground you through your foundations. Forward bend. Inhale and raise the arms upwards to frame your ears again. And as you exhale to float your hands down by your sides, bend your right knee, placing your foot to the outer edge of your hip and your left foot to the inside seam of your thigh. Moving into a brief side stretch for the left side of your body as you frame your face with your arm, before setting the palm of your left hand behind and slightly to the left of the hip. Doming your front body to the sky and pushing away from your foundations, sense a feeling of strength, stability and space. Descending both sitting bones back to the ground, switch your legs to the opposite sides of your mat and come back into straddler pose on the second side. Now opening the right side of your body and breathing into the side ribs and waist, while strongly pressing into the ground with your left hand. Placing your right hand slightly behind and to the right of your hip again, move into your second back bend. Take a powerful deep inhalation and open up your body like a sail, being filled by the soft breeze of your breath. As you come back to sit, extend your left leg and inhaling, raise your arms to frame your face. Turning towards the center of your thigh and exhaling to fold forwards towards your toes. Settling into your second forward bend, cultivate an intimate sense of connection between your mind and your body through your breath. And once again, sense that profound feeling of being grounded, rooted in the earth. Use the in-breath to come up to sit and the exhale to bring your hands by your sides. And now hook up your foot with your hands, straightening your leg and directing your gaze beyond the toes as you breathe into your hamstrings. Still grounding through your foundations, now bring your foot to rest to the outside edge of your thigh before inhaling to raise the arms and exhaling to enter your twist. Sit quietly, breathing in, breathing out through the nose, and being conscious and aware of whatever feelings and sensations are there. Now turn into your counter twist, bowing your head towards the earth and driving your navel and heart with the help of your grounded hands towards the spot on the mat between both of your thumbs. Breathe into the upper back. Sitting cross-legged, raise your arms and interlock your fingers. And as you bring your hands behind your back, fold into your forward bend as your knuckles rise. Allow your knuckles to descend to your tail as you rise up and take yourself to kneeling on all fours. As you stalk your hands forwards beyond your shoulders, tuck under your toes with knees beneath your hips and come into your heart-melting pose. As you lower your chest to the floor and your buttocks float to the sky. Encourage your upper back to soften, your shoulders to drift apart, and feel the weight of your front body sinking down towards the earth. Take some steady, mindful breaths here, and again be conscious and aware of whatever feelings and sensations are present. Now bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel to the mat, interlocking your fingers, practicing dolphin to tone the shoulders, build a little heat, strengthen the core. Moving forwards on the inhale and drawing back on the exhale. If this is too strong, you can do the sequence with your knees on the ground. From your dolphin sequence, slowly lower yourself down, bringing your knees to the ground and giving your shoulders a break. Let the backs of your hands come and rest alongside your feet. In child pose, allow yourself some time for self-reflection. Grounding your brow and feeling the weight of your belly resting on your thighs. Breathe with awareness into your back body and sense a feeling of softening, quietening, surrendering and letting go. Moving to child's pose, bring yourself into downward facing dog, sharply lifting the axis of your hips, grounding your hands and feet and caving your belly. From those foundation points, now raise your right leg and stand your foot on the wall behind. And practice a round of dancing dog, bringing the knee towards the chest, taking the right foot back to the wall behind, bringing the knee to the left elbow or armpit, and then standing the foot on the wall behind. Bringing the knee to the right elbow or armpit as you hover, and then standing your foot on the wall behind. And then finally bring the knee to the chest and ground heel and balls of toes between your hands, engaging your core and bringing yourself into your lunge. Back knee on the floor. Now rain your hands down to frame your front foot, and grounding your back foot, squaring your hips, rise up into Warrior One, framing your ears with your arms. Maintain a sense of stability through the soles of your feet, rooting you to the earth. As you exhale, rain the hands back down to frame your front foot. Step back to plank as you inhale. Pause and brace, pushing away the floor with your hands. As you exhale, take knees, chest, chin, and let your elbows hover slightly shy of your side ribs. And as you inhale, take a little cobra, peering down the bridge of your nose and opening the front body, shoulders softening away from your ears. Upon the exhale, tuck under your toes and find your down-facing dog pose. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, and to secure your foundations, root down strongly into the earth. On the inhale, raise your left leg and stand your left foot firm on the wall behind with your hips aligned. Moving into your dancing dog sequence, exhale and bring your knee to your brow, cave your belly. Inhale, stand your left foot back on the wall behind. As you exhale, bring the knee to the right elbow or armpit and hover. And then inhale, unwind the leg and stand the foot on the wall behind. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow or armpit and hover, before standing your left foot on the wall behind. And now, engaging your core, bring the knee to the chest and place the left foot, heel then balls of toes, on the floor between your hands, descending the right knee, Come into your kneeling lunge as you inhale and raise your arms. Upon the exhale, swim the hands back to the ground to frame that foot. And then step up into Warrior One with a deep breath in, squaring the hips, grounding the feet, lifting the gaze. Upon the exhale, rain the hands back down to the mat to frame the front foot. And step back on the in-breath to brace in plank, pause. Kneeling. Hovering your heart between your hands and pulling your wrists back towards your hips. Let your heart rise up between your thumbs and take little cobra, once again opening the front body. As you exhale, return to downward facing dog, belly drawn to spine. From down facing dog, raise your right leg and bend the knee, externally rotating the thigh before placing the foot up to the little finger side of your right hand. Taking yourself into a twist, grounding your left hand beneath your shoulder and raising your right hand to the sky, turn towards your right inner thigh. Return both hands back to the mat. Turn your left foot back to about 90 degrees, almost parallel with the back of your mat, as you windmill sail your arms back into Warrior Two. Look out in front of you. Soften your gaze. Now interlace your hands behind your back and lift your gaze. Upon the exhale, fold into your humble warrior, softening your elbows, rounding your arms, unlocking your shoulders, and gazing towards your back heel. Take some deep breaths, don't force the shape. Now descending knuckles to tail and hands to the mat, elevate your right leg and come into a split dog. And then slowly lower your right leg back to join your left, returning to downward facing dog. On the in-breath, raise your left leg and bend the knee, drawing the heel towards the buttock as you raise the knee to the sky. Place your left foot to the little finger side of your left hand and take your second twist, extending your left arm and twisting towards your inner left thigh. Bringing your left hand back to the mat and cartwheeling your way back into Warrior Two, extend your gaze out in front of you. From Warrior Two, interlock your fingers and change the interlace. Lift your gaze as knuckles descend past tail, and as you exhale, soften your elbows, round your arms. Engage your deep core in your humble warrior. As your hands return to the mat, shoulder width apart, elevate your left leg high and shoot for the stars with the toes. And then coming into down facing dog pose, begin to prowl your hands back to your feet. At the back of your mat, assume ragdoll pose, points of your elbows in your palms, pendulum your torso gently from side to side. Maintain a generous bend in your knees if you need to. Spreading your feet, ground down strongly and activate the hamstrings. On the in-breath, raise yourself all the way up, taking your forearms past your face, past your hairline, and all the way back, opening the heart space. Keep the back of your neck long. As you exhale, fold all the way back down, with a bend in your knees and a heavy head. Hanging out there, just breathing into your back body, before now prowling your hands forwards and taking plank. Now take your left hand beneath your shoulder and stack your feet, coming into a side plank. And then work alternately, taking your left arm, right arm forwards in space, coming from one side plank to the other at your own pace. Now this is quite challenging, so work mindfully. It might not be for everyone, and you might find that you're better served just to do a couple of these, and then just build up stamina and strength. When you've completed all the rounds that you feel capable of, without compromising your breath or your body, come back to kneel, fully upright, resting your sitting bones on your heels. Raise your right arm, take a deep breath in, and bend your elbow, securing the elbow point with your left palm and leaning your head against your wrist. As you stretch out the right tricep, do a little bit of one-armed breaststroke with your left hand before seeking out your bind. Discover whether you can find your fingers, or maybe it's just your t-shirt, or you can use your yoga belt. Sit quietly, breathing space into your shoulders, and again stilling your mind. Pull up tall through the spine and draw your front body to the back. As you change arms, reaching up with the left hand and bending the elbow to fish around between the shoulder blades, keep the neck aligned with the rest of the spine. Help with the right hand this time to draw the left elbow into position and to soften the shoulders. And practice a little bit more of that one-armed breaststroke, this time with your right hand. Again, seek out the bind, and you might notice a difference on this side. It's quite a telling pose. Wherever you are, just sit quietly, breathing steadily, and maybe closing your eyes and exploring your internal landscape as your breath moves in and out through the nose. As you bring yourself back to kneel, bring yourself all the way back onto the tops of your feet. Give them a little pad out so that you can just get the circulation back to your toes. And then find yourself just coming back to kneel back on your heels, taking a counter stretch for your feet. If you can, try to pull up tall through your spine and elevate your knees and shins off the floor, balancing on the tops of your feet. If that's too much, just stay kneeling, close your eyes and breathe into your body. Gathering your hands to prayer and bowing your head to the heart center as you draw your practice to a close, simply looking quietly into your heart today and lifting to a power, a light greater than your own, whatever situation, whoever it is that you find. Namaste. I hope you'll practice with me again sometime. Have a lovely day.